A popular topic all of a sudden, I guess because the WWE is bringing it back this year. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but at some point they're bringing it back. The Slammy Awards.
I am a Slammy Award winner.
Well, on that topic, this first question was sent to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com from Eric in Pittsburgh. I just heard WWE is planning to bring back the Slammy Awards. The Slammies have been on hiatus since 2015. I need to ask Jim, what was it like winning the Slammy for Best Dressed in 1994? And what was it like for winning the Slammy for Blue Light Special for Worst Dresser in 1995? How did your taste in fashion decline so rapidly in 1 year?
Well, no, now wait a minute.
Do you still have the Slammies around in your office? And what are your thoughts on the Slammies? Does anybody give a shit? Should anybody give a shit? And is it a plot to tank their own ratings just so they could say the following week the ratings went up from last week?
Well, of course. No, here's the thing. Back in those days, the Slammies weren't an episode of Raw. It was its own program. It was its own event. And he's wrong. It wasn't 95, it was 96 because it was the Slammies of WrestleMania weekend out in California. Was it not? Brian Last, you have a savant-like memory for these things.
I think it was 96 if I had to.
Yes, it was.
Off the top of my head, yeah.
It was in California, and it was the Blue Light Special. And Michael Hayes was picked. Doc Hendricks, I should say, or he's better known as. He really wanted to win the thing because he just wanted to win a Slammy. And he was. There was some of the people at the studio were like, we think Doc really wants to win this thing. He's going to be hurt. I'm like, I don't care. But then I don't know whether he might have even had Finkel trying to call in and to call the 900 number and do fake votes for him or whatever. But I won that. But the one and I have that Slammy in my office here because I was actually there at the ceremony. But in 94,
the ceremony.
Well, you know what I'm saying. The award ceremony. I mean, my God, it's as valid as the fucking Grammys or the Whammies or the Bammies or the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now they'll let anybody in there. But in 94, I don't know if there was a ceremony because I wasn't there. And if I won, I think it was announced I won it in the magazine. I didn't get a Slammy statue. And I wasn't there if they had one. I don't know if they had one or if they just announced it on television or whatever. Do you remember? Because I didn't remember I won two.
I don't remember the 94 one. The 96 one, I remember too. It was a real uncomfortable moment if you knew anything about what was going on. That was the one, I think, where Triple H got up. Whatever it was, Sonny won an award. And he said, Sonny's only good at one thing. And my best friend says she's not even good at that. And meanwhile, she's sitting right next to Chris at the fucking table.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's a little bit of a low shot. Not even at her, at Chris was really what I was thinking.
Well, besides that, just it didn't even fit the program. It just was out of the blue because they were all mentally 7 then, and they could do that. And they didn't realize that if Chris had a mind to, he could have gone up and fucking pulled Triple H's fucking eyeballs out. I mean, it's not saying anything to say he could have kicked Shawn Michaels' ass because everybody else can and did. But Chris was fucking strong as a goddamn moose. If he had a mean streak, I don't care how much shit Helmsley was on, he could have fucking ripped his fucking throat out if he'd wanted to, but he was not like that. But that was also the year that old Todd Pettingzoo did. He earned his money that year. He did a nice little song and dance open for the show that was very nice, very nice.
Owen Hart,
getting that big ceremony, and that was when Owen won too, wasn't it?
Well, I was going to ask you, was it a rib on him that he had to carry that thing around for forever?
No, he loved it. He loved it because it got him heat. He loved doing shit like that. I'm a Slammy Award winner. He loved that shit. He would have thought of it himself if they hadn't thought of it for him.
Now, had you seen any of the earlier Slammies from the 80s? Vince McMahon singing?
I had seen the VHS of the first one. And, it's not like something I was out there. That was the weekend. We had to go out there and fucking suffer through the presence of the Ultimate Warrior at his place in Phoenix, and then go on, and then they did the Slammies, and then the WrestleMania, and then the TVs and everything. It was quite a hectic weekend.
Well, on the topic of that one from 96, another question from Daniel in Pennsylvania about the 96 one where you won the Blue Light Special Award for Worst Dressed. I love the promo Jim cut, and McMahon laughed hysterically at the ending line, "Thank you very little, you're welcome even less." My question is, were those legit, or did everyone know ahead of time who was getting what award?
As I remember, they announced it. I don't know, maybe they told somebody. I don't think they told me. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No, I'll say this. I don't remember whether I knew ahead. And see, this is how much I really cared, to be quite honest with you, about whether I want to Slammy or not. But I think they told us they would announce the winners, and you would go up, and then I do remember them coming over and saying, "Okay, we're running long, so make it quick." So I knew a little, maybe right before it was announced or whatever. I can't remember, but that's why I just went up and bing, 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 and thank you very little, you're welcome even less, because they told me we're running long.
So I'm assuming thank you very little is from Chevy Chase and Caddyshack. You're welcome even less. Was that just something you came up with?
Possibly. It's 25 years ago. I can't remember everything.
Oh, Brian. You remember everything from 40 years ago. Who are you kidding?
I can't remember. That may have been something I added on, or it may have been because they rushed me. I just thank you very little, you're welcome even less, and got the fuck out of there. It's not like it had been the goal of my career to accept a Slammy award.